I kept things pretty open in my mind. I didn't proceed the way I usually proceed with arching a plot, a line too much in advance. I can go pretty crazy when it comes to, you know, outbranchings and blah and whatnot, quests and side quests. But here I kind of have, I want something else. I needed something else for myself. And to propose, to offer you as well, really give a chance to something player-driven. I'll do my best to open up as much as I can to make the story fluid, responsive to your not only what your character would, you know, what you as a player, like kind of like how do you want to engage, you know, how what places we gonna explore. Take it, the monster game, yeah. We are monsters. So for those who played Vampire and the like, or other World of Darkness titles, they kind of have a sense already of what it means to look at humanity, humanity's man's shadow, yeah, man, what we do wrong, and how because there's this magical, this setting is amazing. The way, for me, the Umbra, the spirit worlds, this resonance, this thing of the resonance, yeah, where the Umbra is partly a mirror of our experience, and there is a back and forth circulation of powers and like communicating vases. It's great to. I think it's going to be a great setting to touch on vulnerable, you know, parts of ourselves. For me, I'm ready. I'm going to come up with troubled NPCs that ask questions, that don't know what they want, that or they know it too well. Or I'm going to try to explore non-player characters that are complex. Yeah, there will be like the nemesis, you know, your worst enemy. Yes, there will be antagonists. But somewhat, I'm looking for the gray area. Yeah, like not every Garou is the same. Not every vampire is the same. And the thing that the apocalypse, yeah, it's here now. This defragmentation of cultures, of connections, interests, this conflict of vectors coming from, you know, the local to the regional, the national, the global. So yeah, I'm going for something ambitious in my mind. I'll probably simplify my life quickly. But as well, so with that in mind, with this kind of framing, I will feed myself a lot. I will try to take on board every little thing you bring. You know, you provide, you deliver, you create. I really invite you to feel like a team. Feel don't hesitate to ask each other's questions in regard to not only your character, but ask questions to the other players about their characters, and investigate with the other players what what levers could be activated to roleplay their characters. You know, just try to share tips, be patient with people, blah blah blah. You know. So yeah, I'm very excited. This is supposed to last a certain. There is a maximum of sessions planned. I think about to complete really each age period. Yeah, so we're gonna go initiate young adult, elder. So to wrap this up, it's going to be we'll need to coordinate kind of. We need to be editors as well, right? So when we know that it's the last session, because if we want things to end at some point, if we want the campaign to end at some point, we'll have to kill some of our favorite, you know. What's the kill your babies? What is it? No, it's another concept when you avoid
writer's concept is kill your darlings.
Kill your darlings, but it's about comfort zone and avoiding falling into your good old tropes. But yeah. So anyway, if you want the campaign to end in a logical manner, we'll have to cut short some at some points things. And invent, talk about what happens in between sessions. Yeah, there will be a few big chunks like that we'll have to edit. And I think that's an interesting aspect as well, to go as a sort of a group of co-editors, deciding, okay, we are let's say we finish a session. It was supposed to be the end of the adult period, and we finish that on a cliffhanger, and we really don't know what happens next. Then I don't know. Then we take the next week just brainstorming together a backstory for that time period between, you know. We write. All right, so recently I've been running games in real life online. I'm trying. I opened the Pandora box. I'm writing my own RPG, and this is much more than I expected. So I'm totally I'm trapped in a maelstrom of new little challenges, and yeah, it's weird. I'm writing this game called Mon. It's a sci fantasy, dark sci fantasy game with dinosaurs and demons and stuff. Say?
Lizard people?
Yes, of course. Yeah, half.
Yeah.
There's a whole story about their coming. There's as well half demons. Demons coming from another dimension cannot reproduce because they come from another dimension. So they need to breed with the local species. So you have all sorts of semi lizard man, semi proto man, semi man, semi all sorts of demis or something. Enfin, blah blah blah. Voilà. I'm just swimming in RPG constantly.
When you need playtesters for that, give us a call.
Yes. Yes, that's the big one. It's yeah. No more on this topic, but it will come back for sure. So yeah, partner is in the kitchen, doing stuff. We built a little with new shelves in the kitchen, so she's busy making it pretty. The cat is 2 months after her surgery and she's still recovering. And the weather is shit. So, voila. That's a mix of me introducing myself and introducing the project. So I invite you now to let yourself known to the group. Make an effort to manifest, explain, describe your motivation. Like your deep down motivation, why you what you ambition for this game and your role in it, and a quick, I'm from Minnesota. I like horses and stuff like that, Of course, a group doesn't fall from the sky. We met doesn't mean that we are a unit. It comes with be patient, resourceful, curious about each other, and everything should go okay. I'll do a last little. No, I'll do that after. Yeah, the thing about safety tools, not being a load. No safety tools. I'll talk more about that in a moment. All right, who wants to go?
I'll rip the Band-Aid off. Hello, my name is Robert. Originally from America. I live in Greece now with my wife. And fun fact, I had a pony when I was a child.
What about you joining this game? Why do you want to join the game, and what's your ambition? What role do you what do you want to do? Why do you do that?
This, if I'm being completely honest, is a nostalgia bump for me because I haven't played Werewolf since the 90s. So I'm very excited to see the differences in the lore and rules and stuff like that. And I'm actually kind of basing the character I will play in this game as a very younger version of a character I played many, many years ago.
Okay. Nice. Thank you, Robert.
Yeah, I will continue as I'm Robert's wife. So I'm Antigone. You can call me Aunt. I don't know, whatever is easy for you, because my name is hard to pronounce. I totally understand. I am from Greece. We met with my husband playing World of Darkness. And yeah, it brought us together. Play RPGs many years in my life. Never played Werewolf before. Very difficult to my country to find people invested in anything else than D&D. We are talking about in maybe 1-2 years from now, we want to do a LARP about vampires. I was like, okay, we have to bring more stuff. So maybe we should learn playing Werewolf, see how it is. Because I've heard from people, friends of mine that were playing, and I really like this story behind the werewolves, and I want to explore that and find out how they work. And yeah, very excited to be here and to meet you guys.
Thank you. Brilliant. Are you going to do the same with Wraith? All the settings, Mage? Do you want to do a multi-splat, like they say?
Yes, but not that much stuff. We were thinking about werewolves, hunters, and vampires, and maybe introducing raids as well, because no one in Greece knows that exists. I was thinking if someone dies in the LARP, they will not know, and we will turn them to raids without them knowing. So yeah, it's a big project. If ever happens, it's a big project. But we're like some people that we want to do it all over Greece. We're like coordinating, and yeah, let's do it. Because I live in Rhodes. Rhodes is a medieval island that has castles, has all this kind of stuff. So it has many places to do LARP, actually.
Oh, nice. Don't forget to let the authorities know that this is just a game.
Of course. Of course, of course, of course.
But there's a new commune that formed in the ruins. Refugees from another dimension. Nice project. Cool. And
I used to go. I'm from Pennsylvania, America. I'm 20. I'm still in college. I think I'm pretty younger than most people here. But I found out Werewolf from watching like a YouTube video. Initially, I joined one game previously. I like it was really fun, and I kind of just got like a little hooked on it. And I was scrolling through, started playing. I saw the really deep, detailed description of this campaign. I was like, it seems like really cool. I always wanted to play a game that was more than just like service level with my friends, and they're more like D&D, just like very casual playing. I just wanted to try something new with this, like really get deep into a character and care about a character. So if I ever played before and a character died, I'm like, oh, I'll just roll a new one. So I always wanted to get like attached to a character. So this seemed more, I don't know the word to describe it, more real, I guess.
More rich
I
and
don't know.
more enriching.
More invested, like more enjoyment from it.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. I like the fact that I like a group that that feels like a unit, but as well a group that has like a relief and a relief. So you relief, yeah. We're from different generations. We have different backgrounds in life and in role playing games, and that's a strength. That's why I think, Michael, where you sit at the moment in your RPG, life, it's great for both sides. I'm not already just putting you on in a box, but actually I'm opening. If there was any sense that there's box, I want to open that box, and to say that difference, whatever way we come from, this is would give the you will come with it would be a taste that would be special to you, and there's no wrong way to bring out what you want to express. With time, I think every participant will get to know the space he can take, the space others take, the quality of that space, how to respect each other's space, and use the borders between the borders between our spaces to like a membrane to send life, to motivate. So and as well, I thought it's great to have you, Mike, because you didn't play World of Darkness yet. You have not played that, and I think it's going to help to make this world for our HARANAUGLOSK, make this world special, not just another version of the canon. I'm not much into canon, generally speaking, but I love a good atmosphere that reflects really the theme of a game. But if we are to to kill the king of Garou that was supposed to live for another 20 years, who cares? Yeah. I think I'm hyped by Mike's project with us. Gab,
Hello.
hello.
So let's see. I'm 26 from Maryland over here in the U.S. Just a little further south from. What was your name?
Michael.
Just a little further south from you. So pretty much the same weather,
Oh, yeah, it's beautiful over here right now, right?
right?
Yeah.
Don't know about there, but it's like soggy and humid over here.
Yeah, that would be sarcastic. Shit over here.
Yep. Okay. Same weather. Little different story, though. I started with werewolves as a child. The first time I saw Underworld, and from there, it just kind of became a personal hobby of mine that just kind of stuck where other things didn't. I've been stalking Werewolf the Apocalypse for years on various wikis, but it still isn't popular in my area, so there's no like LARPs or anything. And there wasn't a lot in the way of online groups for Werewolf either when I was looking for it originally in high school or the first few years of college. Vampire V5 came out and I hooked onto that, wanting to play that, but working night shifts and odd hours with college classes, I couldn't find anybody that I could play with, so I had to start running games to be able to play.
Mm-hmm.
Vampire didn't really scratch that itch though, because they're not werewolves. they can get close, but it's missing something. And Werewolf came out November or October last year, the new edition, and from there I started restarting my search for games. It definitely picked up the book, started running some, seeing how it compared to the 20th edition, and then of course looking for something to play. I think this was one of the first ones I found that I was interested in just immediately because of similar idea, the long-term concept, which is ambitious and there's so much potential there for character growth. And I've played in 2 other games so far, but that's it. Haven't done anything LARP wise, sadly, but maybe someday.
Can you still run those 2 games? Yeah, those 2 werewolf games.
I'm running 3 games at the moment, and a vampire one. So it's a lot to juggle, but it helps when you add in a game that you play in as well for a little bit of time to just relax, let loose, see how things are from the player side of things.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
And yeah, just to sit back and relax, to have fun.
Yeah, I was itching to join your game actually.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, I was really, because I need for the same reason as you actually. I needed somewhat to get on the other side, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
but I don't have the courage or the time. I don't know. I may knock at your door one of those days. I think maybe as soon as we start, I'll be like, yeah, I really need to play. You know, it's like, we'll see. But
Right.
I'd appreciate that as well, like from the perspective that, you know, we both are each other's GM and player.
Yeah. That'd be fun.
That'd be class. Yeah. I'll try to find the strength and the time to do it. Maybe when things settle down. Well, it's summer. I'm supposed to have time in summer. All right.
It takes a little courage, but not much more than, you know, being a storyteller. You're already doing a brave thing, putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, no, that's right. That's right. Cool. So yeah, so you want to see it from the, and what do you think only a player can get and not a GM? You know, is there such a difference between GM and player? Is it the work, the gathering of information, the brainstorming constant that over time just wears you? You need just to slide into someone's boots and just let go?
I think from the storyteller's perspective, you're always thinking about what, especially as a adaptive story that isn't all planned out and you don't know what's going to happen, you don't know what the players are going to choose. You're always thinking about the future, a little bit of the now, but also you are paying attention to notes from the past. You're thinking about the possibilities of the present, the different possible outcomes of the future. As a player, you get to sit in the now and not have to think about the future as much. Let the future come to you. Let the storyteller bring the future to you, and the consequences of your actions. Running games, though, is still fun. You get to decide the consequences, and you still don't know how things are going to happen. I catch myself sometimes saying, "Oh, I want to be a player because a player doesn't know what's going to happen. I like being surprised." And then one of my players decides to rob a Walmart or eat one of the important NPCs or something like that, and I stand corrected because I am surprised and didn't see that coming anyways.
Yes.
So I hope to do the same for you, keep you on your toes.
Yes.
Not so much in the way of like put you on the spot, but keep you surprised.
Sure.
If you allow me a comment here, what I say, because I run games as well in my life many times. Being a player is awesome, but being a storyteller with a good invested group, it's better. Like, I like being a player. When I have 4 players that they're very invested and very into it, yeah, I think that's much more better. Because it gives your story and the time that you spend to have a big worth. And yeah, I think it's remarkable when that happens. It doesn't happen a lot.
Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, but yeah, it's precious for sure. Life is short, and role-playing games are slow.
Yeah,
very slow. It's yeah. No, running, world building, GMing. I don't know what you can compare that to. Maybe, I don't know, music composition, writing, but then you have wild elements, like your actors are they don't do what you planned, and so it's
From when I used to GM, I learned to take away as much choice as you can. Just leave the illusion of it. Like if they want to go somewhere, like you say like there's 2 paths to take, they're the same path, but they don't know. It's the same. If there's a few cities to go to, same city.
Yeah, but the next time they come back and they take the other turn.
Yeah, but now you have time to plan out the new city. You don't have to come up with all at once.
That's right. Yeah. No, there are always ways to make it light. Because imagine if you had to know the name of every citizen of New York before you start a New York by night. It's like, Come on.
I keep a random name generator open in a tab for this reason.
That's it.
Like, oh, him, he's Jeremy Palmer.
John the Third.
Yep.
That's the worst.
My-
Like, okay, you meet this guy. Oh, what's his name?
Yeah, that's it.
What's it?
My players, some of my close friends who have been playing with me in games for the last 6 years, they have started to point out there is a Jonathan in every one of my games. I don't know why,
and it's
but
the same.
I introduced another Jonathan, and I don't know. Jonathan knows my little brother's name. John is my dad's name. I had a teacher named John. I mean, John is just everywhere. So I guess in my subconscious, John is a pretty common name to just throw out there. In my Werewolf the Apocalypse game with the Cult of Fenris, a new changer showed up, and he introduced himself as Jonathan. And one of my players from a vampire game said, Does he look like a pigeon? Does he look like he wants fries? And she's referencing Jonathan the pigeon that she asked for the name of 5 years ago in our vampire campaign.
Oh, gosh. Oops. Yes.
So
but
called out.
How
like,
do you know? You know,
hey.
and you go, but yes, but wow.
So now Jonathan the werewolf has slightly pigeon-esque color patterns on his fur, just as a callback, I guess.
Imagine if you had at the end of your life to create an NPC which is the amalgamation of all your Jonathans.
Oh God, Etsumitsu could do it.
Oh yeah, okay.
Might have trouble getting the pigeon in there though.
Okay, what time is it? Whew, okay, nice chat. Let's get to it. Quick note. No safety tool doesn't mean be an asshole, kill the atmosphere, do whatever you like whenever you want, disrespect and blah blah, you know. Common sense is not a given nowadays, it seems. So we'll go try go back to just common sense. Like I said, I want to open the space for exploration of fragile aspects of humanity, you know, stuff that triggers you, stuff that maybe yourself in your own life have not managed to process. Maybe you want to do a little proxy work there and use a character as an experiment to look at your own life, to look at the life of your, I don't know, your best friend who killed himself 2 years ago, about, I don't know, your grandmother being stuck in Alzheimer, whatever. We all have human lives, and human life is complicated. It's rich. There's loads of aspects to it, sides, facets. And nothing... Man, we have the right to exclude stuff, to put blinders and look away. Certainly can do that. But telling others to do it as well, just because you... In a game environment, there are ways to do it nicely. It depends if you play with kids, if you play with, I don't know, mentally unstable people, autists or whatnot. There are some themes you want to avoid. But here we won't use those crutches. I believe the four of you have what it takes, and I think you're here just somewhat because as well of that, because there is a net, of course. There is a net, safety net. You know, at the very bottom, it's common sense. And but above, there's no roof. There's not anyone telling you cannot jump that far. No, if you want to jump that far, you go. You take that leap, and we'll support you. We'll create that You know, this is that's it's. Let's not get too deep into I don't know what is life, what is gaming, what is work, what is fun, all that. It's all everything mingles and mixes, and some people have fun at work. Some people are bored playing, you know, whatever. So a quick note: anyone want to react on that? Adjust the settings a bit. Has anything to say? Like, you know, you don't need to say that you don't like. Well, if you need to say it, you know. But you don't feel obliged to say that you don't like child violence, you know, or the thing. You can say what you don't like, but I don't know how to put it. The rule would be the rule. GM says the rule is not to say what others have the right to say or not. Right? So you can. So that means that you have the right to say that you feel uncomfortable. But with the concept, with the project in mind, really I invite you to take the opportunity to work on it. Something is making you uncomfortable, we either work on it or we make a joke of it. There are two ways: or you face to face, you confront and you dig, or you turn it into something pathetic or whatever way. So we make fun. We transform that shadowy part of us that we can't access into a caricature or something like, voila. Either with laughter or with tact. But never negating or just taking away the freedom someone else. So anyone, am I making sense? Anyone wants to add something up to that?
I think I get what you're saying. Like trying not to censor things.
Mm-hmm.
And it's very nice that you put it that way, that we can like work on it, because everything it is in life. So either you want or not, you are gonna encounter the things that make you uncomfortable. So if you cannot handle it in a game, how are you gonna handle it in reality? So I think that's what you're trying to say. Am I correct?
Yes. That's
Okay.
That's a simple, a much more efficient way to say. Yeah.
Yeah. As I have it in my mind, yes, child abuse or animal abuse makes me furious. That can make me, I don't know. If I see it in front of me, I think I will become a criminal, probably. So yeah, maybe I should work on it. It will infuriate me, that's for sure.
Yeah, not so many things could transform us. It's cool because this game is about that, no? The way spirits influence us, the way we transform. We have various aspects of us. I mean, you know, like, imagine yourself in Nazi Germany. Imagine yourself in antique Greece, or I don't know, slave, you know, on a slave farm or somewhere, you know. Imagine yourself, you know. It's nice. We have the imagine, you know, just imagine. That's easy, but a few times, you know, you're confronted, you have an accident, you know, there's something, a close one die or something, you know, something shocking happen in our lives. In my life, I remember, this is real. I exist. Those shock revealed part of myself that I wasn't ready to even consider. I mean, it's like you're never ready. So if we have the space of a role-playing game to actually play, pretend, and pretend we are ready, you know, kind of like pretend we're ready, play someone that is ready. Step in the boots of someone who is just a superhero. Or super failure, whatever. Okay. So yeah, this is really an invitation to for you to go grab what's strong in you, not lean on what makes you weak. And as a I don't know a social being, someone who is representing himself in a group. Cool. Bon. Presentation down. Production. No veils down. Character concepts. Alors, let's have a short talk, conversation, open conversation. So we pick one player's character and we discuss about that concept. One player presents his concept. The other players comment on it and enrich that concept. And well, we can spend the whole night on it. It's just really to ease ourselves into the world, and as well, somewhat this concept is the key concept of a whole. Like you can say that like I don't know, Jimi Hendrix. Yeah, he will die young, or you can have a concept, I don't know, because the idea of the campaign is to experience Harano, Hauglosk as an aging werewolf, in the hope that you can make it to the elder status. So we don't know how many characters is going to take you to reach that. If your first character, if you survive, you really are going to feel like an elder. But the others too, we will find ways. So everyone gets to enjoy every stage of the life of a Garou. Okay, so how about Antigone? Would you like to try? Did you have a concept in mind? Something open?
Yes, I do. But I'm not gonna hide. I'm a bit torn a little bit about. I was reading the book and everything, so I am sure decided on what clan, what tribe I want to be in, but I was like struggling on two of the Auspice.
Which ones?
I was struggling between theurgy and philodox. As for a tribe, I am locked on the silver fangs. I'm locked. I'm like, this is my poison. Yes. This is my poison.
Okay.
The encounters that I had I shared that already with Adi, but now I will share it with you as well. I was playing Transylvania Chronicles as a vampire. Played like the whole campaign, and I was really impressed with my werewolf encounters as a vampire, as a character, with how they work, about the spirit world, about all these things. So I was amazed. That's one of the things that drew me to this game, the spirit world, the connection with it. So that's why I was thinking to take the theurgy Auspice. I don't know if it's gonna fit in how I think of the character, but I think it's gonna be a challenge for me, maybe.
Why?
I don't know anything about the spirit world. I know merely stuff.
No.
So, and as as me as a person, I am not at all spiritually. I'm a very realistic person. It's gonna be very different concept for me.
You mean holistic or agnostic?
Yeah, I think maybe the second one. I don't put a label on it. I'm like, I don't believe in anything.
Right. Okay.
Play a character that is invested on believing and contacting and everything like that. I think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge for me.
So would you be interested in exploring like a character that is questioning reality? That is in doubt? The opposite.
I didn't let you finish, so maybe you were saying, what do you mean questioning the reality?
But investigating, like someone, because someone who check beliefs. I don't know, because you said you don't believe in anything. You want to have a character that interacts with the spirit world, but in this world,
Yes.
Belief changes the landscape of the Umbra, but if people stop to believe, other kind of spirit will come, spirits of disbelief or whatnot, But the Umbra exists. It's not a matter of believing in it. In my mind, the spirit world doesn't exist just because humans project their emotions in it. In my mind, the Umbra is kind of like a big membrane between our physical world and other dimensions, not just a small mirror of Earth, but not just a local psychedelic creation, but other worlds in other dimensions are as physical as Earth. That's how I see it anyway. What do you think would be the main conflict of your character? Inner conflict. What makes her want to die?
Makes her what? Want to
die. What would make her just surrender?
Difficult question.
What's the life struggle of that person?
Yeah.
Be oneself, accept the unknown, learn, unlearn. Stuff that takes a lifetime. So think about it. Anyone has comments, questions for Antigone?
If you're still struggling on your auspices, I think with your concept, the theurge would probably be ideal with how they interact with the spirit world.
I think it was theurge or philodox, right?
Yes. Philodox for me feels like a safe zone to roleplay on.
So from experience so far, the major difference is the gifts that they have access to. Theurge ends up having gifts like able to summon spirits or banish spirits or make spirits do what you want. Maybe a couple things with just the Umbra and umbral travel.
That's how, I think only Theurge could get into the Umbra, right? They're the only people that can step sideways. The
rite of shadow passage is a rite which can be learned by anyone.
Yep.
Unless Addie's doing it differently, of course. So that all comes down to him.
No, but anyone can learn that.
Yeah, you could be a Philodox and still pass into the Umbra and talk to spirits, and it may still even do a lot of spirit stuff. The Philodox varies because it has more social gifts. Like, I'm not going to say bard because some of the other auspices are very bard-like too, but Philodox has gifts like a lie detector and also a buff for persuading people.
Yeah, he's your
That comes in-
diplomat, a bit of a healer. He buffs others.
Yeah, I wasn't trying to think it like numbers, like, okay, what powers this is going to give. I was trying to approach it more role-playing based, the whole thing. I was like, okay, gifts and stuff like that, and building the character, it can happen in many ways.
There was there was a player in my last game. She played cat. She played lupus, born lupus, Philodox, Black Fury. So a diplomat of the Black Furies, born wolf, and her goal was to learn the human ways. So contrasted concept, and actually the more contrast, the more contradiction in a concept, the more room for you to roleplay, to clash with the story and other characters. So we'll go a bit deeper into auspices, and as the conversation unfolds, and we go through steps. Cool. Who's next?
Okay, I'll go next as long as that motorcycle's gone.
It's okay.
It was
We don't.
roaring in my mic.
I don't hear it.
Okay, good. Let's see. Thinking about what I haven't played yet. I've had the opportunity to taste test some different auspices. I've played Ragabash, loved it. I'm playing Galliard now. It's still close to my heart as, you know, the storyteller, the lore keeper. Philodox I've been eyeing Philodox because that's often forgotten. I haven't seen very many people play that in my games yet, and then it feels like it's missing too. So I end up having to add a Philodox. I've never played Naroon either. I guess I'm torn, though I have had an idea for a Heart Warden Philodox. It comes from a youth pastor kind of background, in that he was trying to help young people or even people his age get along or get through their troubles, whatever. And then the werewolf thing happens, and then he has to rethink everything, while also being the Philodox all of a sudden that is now thrust into the position of having to keep these werewolves from fighting each other too much.
And what made him? What gave him first this motivation to be a good Samaritan? What was the motivator there? What did it?
It's a good question. If we
Is this by negation or as a positive reaction of you know what I mean? Was he trying
imagine
to?
it
Did he do something wrong and is trying to buy his way back on the right path of karma, or was he basically a well-tempered, balanced individual?
I do love the I turned my life around. I'm doing this as penance kind of trope, especially the oh man, I'm gonna have to bring out the dark side again. So that's That's a fun idea. Alternatively, could be like, yeah, my big brother was a youth pastor and he helped me, so now I am too.
A youth, I don't know the term. Here in Ireland, they call it youth worker, I guess. What did you say? Youth pastor?
Youth pastor. So
It's like a.
if you have a better
my bad.
description, go ahead.
Oh, it's like I don't think they're in Ireland Protestant. Oh, well, in the north, I guess. But it's like American Protestant churches. Since they have like the main pastor for a church, and then for like the younger kids, they'll have like a separate service for them. So youth pastors sort of lead prayer groups, Bible studies, and like work with the teenagers and kids of a church.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, he's pretty much got it.
they run schools as well.
Not really. They're often like young adults or not young adults, but they're closer to the age of the kids than say like the main pastor is, but has a passion for helping people and helping people handle their stuff. Anyways, the alternative for the same kind of idea were like let me find it. Camp counselor, grade school teacher, missionary, therapist, camp counselor. I don't know if I said that yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Got some other ideas as well. That's one.
Those are
But I haven't
variations
played
of the same, kind of like someone who has a certain authority and influence on and wants to foster good vibes. No.
Right, exactly. Imagine trying to be a person that wants to help people keep calm and have good vibes, and then you find out that you're a raging war machine.
Yes. Brilliant. Yeah,
And then as much as teenagers are raging war machines already, then you get thrust into the position of doing the same thing for
that's right. Yes.
the Garou Nation.
Anyone questions for Gabriel? Suggestions, ideas, reactions?
And you said that you were struggling. So what's the other side of the coin?
How do you mean?
You started saying that you are torn as well.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me find it. There was another concept I had for the Shadow Lord Arun.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Though I suppose we'd be looking at auspices first before looking at tribes, but just going the strong, dominating berserker type. Where's the line between justice and just pure raw fury?
Mm.
But also Glasswalker Arun seems fun.
That's an interesting combination. Glasswalker.
Yeah.
I've done a little bit of looking into it, and it's such an interesting concept for a werewolf. It is kind of counter to what we generally think of werewolves, but I also have a player in my Tuesday game that is doing Glasswalker Arun, and he's making it work. It's interesting. It adds a certain kind of internal emotional turmoil of confusion being that kind of mix.
Definitely.
But the things that don't make sense, that are counter, seem to be the most fun to roleplay for some of them.
Yeah, maybe the things don't make sense in the flatness of the mind, but through time, through storytelling, there's a moment for every specific aspect, and then the unity comes at the end. At the end of the story, you realize, yeah, he was a conflicted man. But how did these parts relate and coexist? Cool. Very different concepts there. Okay.
Yes, completely different.
There's a bunch of them bouncing around.
As well, we can certainly imagine that maybe your characters won't be invited with tribes representative that you would be. You know, maybe there's no children of Gaia in the sector, and you're dying to meet some of them, you know, whatnot. Maybe later in your Garou, or maybe early as well, you change tribe, you change patron spirit. There is this whole could be a session, a couple sessions entirely on that.
I would love to see that with Werewolf. They start you out with 2 points of this renown, 1 point of that renown. You get all these gifts. It doesn't explain how or why. You just have them because it assumes that you've been a werewolf for a good few years already and know this stuff. They don't walk you through how you got those renown.
Yes.
What spirits you got those gifts from. So I would love to start off as simply the Auspice, because the character doesn't get to choose that. And then see what they choose by the end of the first arc for which tribe they like.
Yes, I like that. Yes. I think we have to find to be at two positions at once. We have to be, you as players, you have to be in that position where you're open for your character to learn, because we're giving that a chance actually to find the answers by experience. But as well as participants, as co-editors, you kind of like you can tell me as a player, you can tell the GM he doesn't know it, my player doesn't know it, but he will become a Shadow Lord. You know, and me, I have something, you know, like you telling me prep a storyline for me where that will take my character to the Shadow Lords. But you can totally let it open and not tell me anything and surprise me on the spot. Or we can agree in advance together, yes, he will be a Silver Fang no matter what. You know, we have loads of ways to go about it. So at this moment of character creation, I would still like to hear what would you see him, you know, who do you see him joining? You know, that could help me as well, you know, come up with stories that you resonate with. But no rules, just can be as open or specific as we want it. But now during character creation, we can dream about. You can even tell me, I think I want someone who struggles all his life with, I don't know, being a biped, whatever, you know, and who will die in a train, on a train to Moscow. So wow, okay. So, why Moscow? Why train? Whatever. Just rambling there. Any more suggestions for Gabi? We're good? Michael, what do you have in mind?
For me, a lot of people are picking Allhorn, but that was where I was going to go to too. But I want to do a Allhorn Silverfang. Like the main idea was, since we're covering like the late end of the 20th century, from like what I know about werewolf lore and like a few of the games I played that recently came out, that seemed like the point where a lot of the elders get killed, where like the last holdout of like werewolf society died, and people start accepting, more tribes start falling to Hauglosk or Harano, like accepting defeat, that the apocalypse would happen, they lost. Like in like the 1980s was like the last time period where people thought they had a shot. So I want to do like a Allhorn Silverfang and being like someone whose whole like history, like he could name ancestors of like great heroes who won great battles, and he's born at the later half of the glory, and his fight is so desperate. He's people around him, his elders are dying, and he's to struggle with that he's born to a tribe of kings and queens, and he can't even stop a forest from being demolished. He can't stop a river from being poisoned. Apparently, he's supposed to assume leadership of a tribe or a pack, but he's failing and dealing with that failure and trying not to fall into either the Harano or Hauglosk, the depression or the anger, and trying to balance that.
Solid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Main idea.
And would he
That's
be?
a good idea.
Would he be born? I can imagine that some babies are marked. Some kin seekers, some Garou kin seekers, find some kids are found very early on, and they show very early signs that they will change. So possibly some, and I think Silver Fangs are looking for like that kind early signs, and that's one of the something I'm curious about. I'm having because I so much associate royalty with blood and hereditary, like blood ties. But I find it so it would be then the so-called royalty or leadership of the Silver Fang is more from one elder giving communicating. The right of blood is no more. It's not V20 in previous editions. There was this whole thing about kinfolks who had Garou blood in them, but were not always given the opportunity to change and become a Garou themselves. But there was a community of kinfolk who knew everything about the werewolves and worked in tandem. But here the heritage goes. Don't necessarily teach secrets to your son. You teach secret to your spiritual son, to someone new who has proven himself. I think there is more to do with merit in this version. Yeah, so if you pick Silver Fang, so that means that you're ambitious as well. Because you go and pick the clan that supposedly knows the ropes on you, right? I was looking for what do you think, Michael? The main conflicts. What's killing him from inside? What's killing him?
Maybe like the failure of it all. Like I said, like the Harano is the depression side of it all. Maybe like that. Like I said, he's like born at the later half of Garou glory, the glory days. He probably heard stories when he's growing through the ranks of great elders, but when he looks around, everyone's dead or dying. The apocalypse is like happening or has already happened. So it's that the whole weight of it is like bearing down on him, and he's trying to fight back, but might be losing himself to it.
So to be affected by history, you need to identify with something in it, and so that character would be like either have a very a sense of self, that he would be very universal. No, identify with something bigger. Either you identify with life on Earth, or you identify with a value, whatever, a concept, or an identity. Yeah, like French, or like whatever. We are the Silver Fang. So anyway, your character would be someone.
Maybe he like values his identity in his tribe, puts like all of his self-worth into that. So when he's is perceived to be failing at that, that's what pushes him deeper into Harano.
That's right. Yes. Cool.
You could share a name with an elder of the past, like even if it's just like, you know, some dude 3 generations ago also named Mike, for example, or whatever name you come up with. That tends to make a connection where there wasn't one.
Mm-hmm.
Have you considered Galliard?
Mm-hmm.
Galliard? Not really,
Because
no. But if you think that's better,
well,
It echoes definitely.
no, just curious. You mentioned like the legends, the stories. The Galliards are the ones that care about that the most and are depended on to tell everyone's story and to relay these legends when these people are gone. So that would be interesting. A Silverfang Galliard leading from the example of the stories that he's heard, but also struggling with the futility of it. Of each of these stories ends with a Garou being ripped apart, or each of these stories ends in disaster. How is my story going to be any different? But you don't have to either. Like the Arun is fun to play. I haven't had the chance, but you start popping Razor Claws, Raging Strike, Spirit of the Fray, all these things. You end up as, you know, the one that's throwing like 20 dice at the screen.
No, but I like your point with Galliard being the storytellers of it all.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we'll expand on that soon enough. You have good material there, man. Okay, Robert.
So Lucas, or who will eventually be known as Resource Kid Eats the Salsa, is a 14-year-old street kid. His father was arrested by the Stasi. His mother fell into a deep depression and is unable to care for him, so he's wound up on the streets. And he's one of those people that no matter what life throws at him, he manages to find a way to turn it around and at least survive. No matter what happens, he will get by. It might not look pretty, it actually is probably a little smelly, but he will survive.
It sounds like the absence of goal is the doom of this man.
It's the idea of always trying to pick yourself up out of the mud, but constantly being thrown back into it.
Mm-hmm. For lack of vision. You know, when you create your own reality, you know, like when you think negatively all the time and you just keep eating shit.
Mm-hmm. And
Why would
possibly short-sightedness.
he
More,
be reduced at the survival level constantly? Why can't he rise?
probably because he doesn't think about the future. It's only right now. So if he manages to get 3 days worth of food, he's going to eat it all right now and then be hungry tomorrow. So
Poor little werewolf.
Tough
but
luck.
because the way you were describing the game will be our first change will happen, and then we will have a few sessions and then a time lapse. So right now, I don't really know who he will be later. I'm just focusing on as a 14-year-old kid on the street, what's he like?
Nice. Uh-huh. Yeah, that can take you many. Yeah. It's nice not to know, of course.
And for the nuts and bolts is bone gnawer regular.
Sure. Nice. And your classic bone knower, like your street
Yeah,
tramp.
which is the concept of being a homeless person or a urchin. Maybe he's a little shady. You know, he's got a pretty good varsity skill. He's very good at lying, but it's all for his greater good.
That's right. Have you? I have another. I have a nice photograph of. I didn't. It's in the pipe, but I didn't edit it yet. Okay. Anyone?
I
Any
actually
question
have
for? Yeah, Robert. Yes.
I had a couple of pics that I found on the internet, but I didn't want to spam the chat, so I was waiting.
Oh, you're good. No, just spam. You know, it's pretty quiet. This server isn't. There is room for noise. For sure.
It'll get there, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah, and it's going to be nice to see like add a bit of the 80s, a bit of the 90s, a bit of the 2000s,
Right.
the 10th, you know, the 20th. I can't wait to see like you know your the fashion. What'd you say, Robert?
Back when cell phones weren't a thing, you know, and you were a fairly successful businessman or a government official to actually have a phone.
Yes. This guy. Oh, this
Is that the
guy.
brick? Well,
Yeah.
that's the
I
brick.
used that all my life until 1 month ago. I just recently became smart. Took me a while, huh? But I'm getting there. I'm more and more in smart. Smarter and smarter. Yeah, no. I had Cheryl from San Francisco played. What was the name of her character? She played a Theurge glasswalker, and she had a familiar spirit that she bought with background vantage points. I don't know the name. She bought a familiar spirit that dwelled in her brick phone, and he communicated to her through SMS. It was.
I think I remember that. That was in the one that's on YouTube, right?
Yeah, but a whimper. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was amazing. It was good. That could have gone so far. Yeah.
There's a Glasswalker Theurge in my other game, and yeah, that is such a brilliant concept. And with how much we know and how much we've seen in media about like cyber spiritual, it seems like a bizarre concept at first, but then you think of Tron, think of Cyberpunk, you think of like, I don't know, Cyber Chase is this, the digital world and how it overlays with the spiritual gets so interesting and so much more sense all of a sudden. There's so much weird stuff you can do with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the psionic kind of like you have the psychics, you have merging of technology, the machine spirits. I don't know what makes a spirit. There are spirits that come from like super far away dimensions, and they have nothing to do. We have nothing to do with their existence. They don't negate each other. Our lives go parallel, but there are some spirits that are like in the penumbra, the close umbra. Those spirits, they can manifest just because, I don't know, of patterns. What creates a force? There is a something steady that keeps repeating the same, that, like opposing forces that stay there. Then you had, because it's locked in a pattern, then that force can grow. I don't know, whatever, just manifest, and then that's enough for. Maybe there is like a spirit for car traffic, city traffic. A spirit for all sorts of things.
Probably.
Like they were discussing that on a the Discord, the dark World of Darkness Discord. Who would the spirit, the spirit of a rock star be? Would it be just a reflection of that person's little selves? Or would it be as well the reflection of everything that's projected on that person and that coagulate into a like maybe even a titanic spirit in the Umbra, Don't know. Lots of things we can be really creative with that because we can do what we want. We can imagine whatever we want. There's no law. We don't know the laws of what there is physics and metaphysics. Yeah, we don't know the laws of metaphysics. There's no laws. We can imagine. So it's all good. Okay, nice pictures, Robert. Okay, little Adam's family kind of like. Could easily have become a vampire too. this kid you picked. Oh my god.
Yeah, the one pic where he's looking at the camera is caught in a moment of self-reflection. He doesn't normally have that depressive look. He tries to put on everything's fine, it's great, I love living on the streets, it's awesome.
Yes. But
deep down, the pain of the hardships of what it is really good.
Class. Okay. I'll just do a quick show of the poll results before we take a quick break.
Adi, I would like to add some things as well. We have a saying here in Greece that it says, while you're eating, you're getting hungry. I don't know if that translates very well, but it's a reason why I shouldn't go first, because like talking about it, like ideas comes to my mind. I'm more of an improviser first. So I want to add something about what I'm thinking about, and you tell me if there is a limit there or not.
Go for it.
Okay, so it came to me this, and you can tell me. First, talking about late 80s and everything, okay, I thought what came up mostly, it's radio. Okay, there we go, we have radio. I was thinking about playing a theology that's in some point get some prophetic nightmares of some sort about the ending. And when I want to do that, to add to that, like her goal and the main struggle, and probably what will drive it to the end, is that she wants to unite creatures of the night to stop this catastrophe, heal the rifts, and like try to draw a bridge between other creatures that are out there. And this will bring huge obstacles about the stereotypical relationships between other creatures and everything. Is that possible to have like as a main goal?
Absolutely. You pick the main goal you want. It's a challenging goal for me, but then if you tell me I tour all the super communities and You know, so you go, you meet with wraith and mages, and me as a GM, I have no culture. I have no knowledge deep, you know, of what is a mage, what can they do, what's a demon and wraith. So I have to do some digging. But we know, and I like that. But as well, we don't need to change game. You know, it can still be a game of werewolf and have social encounters with other creatures.
Like trying to explain what the spirit world wants to say to that kind of creatures, it's gonna be an impossible goal.
Maybe at least for a start, unite unite the Garou. That's that would already be a big one. So fill the bridge the gap between tribes, between auspices. Nice, noble.
Yeah, find the stereotypes. Stereotypes.
Yes. Cool. Yeah.
And I was thinking like being a radio producer or something, go to radio to try to reach to people's ears through that as a concept of the human life.
As a concept for where you were human?
Yes.
Okay, so more like what? A politician,
like a
activist?
Radio producer, go through the radio.
Radio man.
It became, on the 90s, it was like first thing, like TV and radio. So go through radio, yes. Radio producer, try to have a show and
okay. So if I
drive people.
Inviting guests that have like differing different point of views and organizing chats like that, live chats. Where
yes, try to influence without them knowing, guide them through what the spirit world is guiding me to say.
Oh
something
shit!
Like
okay,
that.
yeah. I did interesting. Okay, noted. Have you guys opened the link I sent on the Werewolf 5th edition Discord channel? Brainstorming campaign tenets. When you click on the three dots, I don't know what happens. What do you see when that link's opens? You don't see horizontal colorful bars, or do you?
If I go down,
scroll down. You just have to scroll down to see results.
Yeah, show results. That's what you need to do. Show results, and voila, and we have the result. So I voted as one. I put my own selection, and this is everyone else. And at the bottom you have who voted for what.
Okay.
Okay, so on the last people who voted for anything was ordered, so everyone put something into global, but not too much. Then circus gypsy caravan second. More players invited to temporary play extras. Local, so you can see that, well, nearly twice as many people want something local than something global. But doesn't really, in fact, matter too much because still down low. Then aging with and against the influence of Harano and Hauglosk. Not too shabby there. Pentex, Banes, and Fomori. The Umbra. Puszcza, the primeval forest of East Poland. That's where I think we'll start the adventure campaign. The search for Gaia. We're getting higher rates. The search for Gaia becoming important for you guys. Shattering of Garou Nation. I had this last ID and I did it. Added it. lately. The Stargazers vanishing. People picked on that. Stargazers vanishing. Yeah, there's something there that you want to see. The sundering of the moon bridges. How did that happen? When did that happen? How did that look? We want to be there. Curtain, Iron Curtain. Still a popular pick. So that tells me that you want something gritty and realistic and rooted. But it's not at the top, so yeah, it's going to have a role. We're going to interact with that aspect, the setting, but we won't make an obsession of it. I mean, I don't know what we want, but then we have stories, fairy tales, legends. The PCs can relate to. That's one I had dear in my heart, and everyone seems to agree. I did a bit of digging, and I'm continually reading more material to gather legends and stuff that would legends. It's awesome. Stories, they're awesome. It's amazing. It's one of the best material to work with, to have your characters interact with stories of other characters and look at story patterns. Why do you relate to this hero and not this one and stuff? Get a Cult of Fenris. Okay, so we want to know why they split. I think they are related to the shattering of the Garou nation, and they are the black sheep of the Garou nowadays, or were they ever, always. So we want to know more about the Get and the Cult of Fenris. So here I have a lot of digging to do. A lot more. I did a lot, but I have a lot more to do. Finally, personal relationships with patrons, patron spirits, and gift spirits, the commerce and shady deals behind. Yeah, just that echoes a bit to the remark you said you made, Gabrielle, about you never know where those gifts come from, this renown comes from and stuff. I really wanted to emphasize that aspect of power and superpowers, that they come at a price, that they have a story behind, they feel like something. And Moods and Garou Society, that's I'm happy this is at the top, because that's what I think, that's one of the things I'm most interested in, is to see how a bunch of unstable people cohabitate. So any comments you guys want to make about those results? Are you surprised? Does that give you ideas, desires?
Well, I'd be lying if I didn't say I'm happy that my suggestion is at the top. That's kind of cool.
That's correct. Yeah, that's right. You suggested that. Moods and Garou Society by Robert. I should have added. Yes.
I don't remember what I suggested. I'm stupid.
Yeah,
There's quite a few ideas. I'm impressed at just how many ideas there are.
Yeah.
Themes thrown up here.
I thought in my mind, because the selling point of the campaign was more to do with Haranauglosk, yeah. So I thought the aging with and against the influence of Harano and Hauglosk would be more popular. Maybe, I don't know. It's lost in the you know, there's many ideas, so you can't vote for everything. That's why I picked this formula for voting.
I think it, as low as it may seem, I think it may still be higher than it would be with a different campaign without Harano and Hauglosk in mind. I know with the stories I've run so far, and even with the the other one that I play in, Harano and Hauglosk have come up like once maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
No,
like
for
it's still
sure.
got still got quite a few points.
There's something about the mechanic. I have a feeling I need to homebrew that. We'll probably come up with something. If this isn't finished for me, this Harano Hauglosk mechanic is leaving me like, I'm like, something is like the other half of it is written and the other half is missing, and I don't know what it is.
Yeah.
We'll find. We'll find. Okay.
There's
Yes,
a
please.
little bit of homebrew out there already. Somebody has already redone it. Calorians, or Werewolf Reclawed. I can get you the PDF if you wanted to take a look at it.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, definitely.
they propose some different rules to it, and a means to like kind of sort of recover a little bit more than the book implies.
Yeah, now there is only one ritual that we could always imagine. There's an artifact, all sorts of. No, it's not the ritual. It's actually the tear of Gaia. It's an artifact. Yeah, sure, Mom. Something to do. Yeah, me too. I was a bit surprised that there is no recovery. In fact, I'm not so bothered by that. But I don't know. I don't know.
It kind of makes sense for Werewolf. I mean, the idea that you're not supposed to live forever. You're not supposed to be able to recover, or maybe there is a way to recovery, and people just they're so fallen to Harano that they don't try to as a society anymore. They just think, oh, this guy's he's done. He's done his fight. He's got no fight left. Time to perform the rite of the Winter Wolf. Get him out of here.
Because I'm thinking, if it's too easy to recover, then at some critical moment in the campaign, like you say, okay, I need full willpower, full rage. I'm taking a point in each. But then I'm at 4 Harano, 4 Hauglosk. Then the next time this happens, and I need those full willpower, full rage. I need it. But if I do it, I lose my character. That's the losing character. It's nice that you put it that way. Then there is this character is reappropriated. It just doesn't vanish. He's GM'd.
It does add an element of, desperation to it. Like, all right, so I can't be so easily killed, but my mind can shatter in one way or the other. There's only so much fight in me. It's not a renewable resource. So what will drive you to the point where you'll take that last dot? Saving a loved one, or saving the world, or saving your pack? What is worth dying spiritually for? There's that. So I could see both sides of it.
Yeah, I'm curious to see from what how this. Too many questions. Okay.
There's a lot to think on.
Yeah. Okay, cool. That's brilliant, guys. Good start. We'll take a quick 5, and we'll dig into the character sheets. We'll take our time, so we won't be, min-maxing stuff too early on. And even most of it will be a sort of a projection. What will I become? I'm aiming for those gifts. I'm telling the GM I want to learn those gifts during the initiation period. And as a GM, I know for what I have to get ready for, You know that your characters are human. The first session will be you're not changed yet. First change, second session. So a full session on just being a normal human. There's nothing normal about being human. It's but compared to a Garou. So yeah. So there's a couple of tabs: stats, gifts and rights, features, the wolf. You open them by clicking on wolf, description, other. So use those two, the tabs other and description at this stage to take notes, throw ideas out there, putting them on the side or whatnot. You can also create a journal of yours in case you wanted to take notes that way. Good old notepad and a pencil at hand does the job much better, in my opinion. Depends. Then, yeah, in the description tab on your character sheet, you have entries for concept, chronicle, but it's gonna be a HARANAUGLOSK, ambition, desire. We'll go through that. Biography, appearance. Okay. Right now, let's go through that that step. Wolf, born wolf or born human? Who wants to go?
Human.
Human.
Born human. Okay. Anyone else?
Definitely born human.
Yeah. Same.
I think for the ideas I have in mind, human, though, I wouldn't be opposed to playing the token Lupus Born. That would be interesting.
Play curveball and play the two werewolf parent ones. What's the third option again?
Are you talking about the Metis?
Metis, oh yeah, that one.
I think they got rid of that.
Oh,
Yeah,
they got rid of that?
That's just 20th edition. That's not a thing in... Yeah, they removed the whole, werewolves can't have sex with each other thing in this edition.
Well, they can have sex, but they won't create a werewolf 100% chance.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure maybe they have rituals, maybe, I don't know, the Silver Fangs or others to make sure that this one is going to be the one. I don't know. One thing I would like from 20th edition to stay for a while until you will know when later, you understand? But I think at the start, you'll be young Garous. The Umbra will still be somewhat a not a welcoming place, but more welcoming place than later on during the campaign. There will be like the sundering of the moon bridges and all that. All that will sort of like coalesce, and so werewolf will be able to cross the gauntlet by just looking into their reflection, like it used to be in previous editions, until something changes and shit goes on in the Umbra, and we have the Umbra 5th edition proper. But I was curious about, seeing this progression from being an old generation Garou that lives through that shift of power and how things work, to really to make the coming or whatever, to make the apocalypse something that has an impact on the story more than just a background. So, human, a possible lupus, and 2 more humans. So it's very different to play a lupus from a homid. I think at least the first few sessions are going to be very, very different. If your trip is to learn humanity from the point of view of a wolf, aided by spirits and other supernatural ways to understand, it's an adventure. It could be very, very rich. And the same the other way around.
Seems like it might be difficult, though. Yeah, with what we're having in mind, with all starting out as pre-change first, I'll probably want to go with Hamidborn as well. Keep it simple. Not make it too challenging there. Because on second thought, now that since we're starting out pre-change, that I don't think a Lupusborn would be able to communicate very well with other pre-change, humans.
Yeah, that the story sure would. It would could become easily Disney. It would be a trick to be a feat to.
That would certainly be an interesting challenge. I might be limited to like growling as all of my emotes at first, but then also if we're thinking that pre-change Lupusborn is just a wolf intelligence, then I'd just be playing an animal until rar.
Yeah.
So no, I'll stick with Hamidborn.
It could be an animal, or of course already confronted with the human factor. You can be born in a national park, a zoo. You can be a scavenger, the suburbs. Sure, you won't talk. Like if we don't want to, like because that's Disney. Like if we anthropomorphize a natural wolf like that, it would be stupid. Okay. Nice grounds for homids. We will have a lot to learn about their animal and their animal spirit and the spirit in animals and all sorts of things. Cool. So Auspice, for me, when the story I have in my head is that there are various cases that you change sometime during or after puberty. You change because Luna made you change, yeah? Luna, she's the sister of Gaia. And she was charged with electing a group of warriors for her, to protect her sister, yeah? So in my mind, there are like various variations, like you could have been tagged very early on, but touched by some kind of awareness, and very early on have, although not complete, have metaphysical, have spiritual experiences, superpowers, or the beginning of something, but not yet the change. Or you could then you could be found by Garous, early, or maybe not even, whatever. Or you were not tagged early, or you were a last resort choice by Luna, and nothing in you heralded the fact that you were about to be chosen, yeah? or something in your soul, in the very core of your person, your spiritual self, something so strong rebelled that you attracted the attention of Luna. You know, that you proved somewhat you changed your life. Either because that was brooding from like something that was waiting for a long time, that destroyed your life from within, and then you could not handle that anymore, you exploded, or something in your environment was so shocking that you split, quoi. So begin to think about destiny, yeah? About your are you an old soul? Like, are you that? I don't know if in this world there is something like reincarnation. It's never really put aside as such, or denied, but it's never really promoted either. But what kind of, are you new to this? Were you meant for this? Are you a victim of this? Did you want it? Did you desire it always without knowing it, knowingly, or without knowing it? Was your dad a Garou? Or were you always an outsider and something never fitted? Or were you an actual agent of the worm? Grew up in a rich society of elite people thinking they can, play with human genetics and whatnot. And then you realize that your whole world is nothing. Like how catastrophic was the change? Was it actually a boon or a curse? Was this a welcome change or something that completely threw you off?
Good question. Are we talking about how we'd like to go about our first change?
Yes,
or
as well.
How it happened, or
no, as well. I think I'd like the players to know, to get a sense for, like, how do you see a change in your life? Do you see it as something positive, something negative? How did that person? And so there is like this. We have a philosophy of change as persons. Then we have this tool. Okay, we can be a character that is experiencing this shape-shifting and stuff. What aspect of shape-shifting is, do we want to tackle? Because if your character was someone impulsive, warrior-like, and a fighter, and and Luna picks it on a Ragabash moon, right? Or you're a little Nazi. You have your little gang. You think you're the king of the world, but you impress only a dozen people in your area. And suddenly your kin seekers from the children of Gaia become because they saw your true soul or something, and you're the complete opposite of what you used to be as a kid or a human. You pick now. I think with that you can pick like what kind of struggle you want to be tackling, what kind of struggle you want to have your character be dealing with, and why? Because that's what interests you, because you relate to that your philosophy of change. You can tell me, I want a character that will have everything come, or a character that will be denied everything.
I would definitely love to see like I think my character would have been told, and maybe even telling people that change is something to learn from. Traumatic experiences are like a lesson. You can learn from mistakes of the past, and then he has this violent change into something. May even have done something in his first frenzy that he's now having to deal with and pay penance for in his own way. Struggle with, yeah. When I said change is good for growing, I didn't mean like this, 10 feet tall.
Yeah, what you can realistically fix.
When I was telling people sometimes things have to be torn down to be rebuilt, I didn't mean tearing my way through the city.
I didn't mean it, in fact.
This isn't what I had in mind.
Yes. Okay. Mm-hmm.
I think I'll go.
Mm-hmm.
Well, how I'm looking at it, maybe kin seekers like found him when he was young, or maybe he has like a parent. We could decide that later. So he's always been raised in this world. So he always follows his destiny, since he's told this is gonna happen. He's looked forward to it, and then maybe when it happens, something goes like really wrong. Because like later on, when we're talking about like the weight of being a werewolf hits him, and like he struggles with that. So like childhood, being told how great it's gonna be, or how to like look forward to it for himself. First change happens, and maybe like he kills a parent, and then immediately just this is not what it was hyped up to be. And now he has to deal with it his whole life, the constant struggle of it.
Nice. Okay, yeah. Yeah, they could prepare you as much as they can, but nothing in fact was enough to prepare you for the real you. Quoi. And yeah, somewhere between Harun and Galliard. So, and you've been tagged.
I think I'm gonna do
Say again.
Galliard.
Galliard.
I think I'm gonna do Galliard. Yeah.
Yes. Nice. Galliard, tagged by Luna early on. Educated into becoming a future leader werewolf. Indoctrinated, I would say, even, because this level of this is not just like education making you like a standard citizen. It's bringing you up, quoi. It's really yeah. So I think there was loads of I don't know. The werewolf seem to be so everything or nothing. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So education, it's rather an indoctrination or something. I don't know.
He probably wasn't properly educated. He probably never went to school. It's probably some kind of homeschooling.
Yes.
You imagine like being raised in a werewolf society, like it's probably like a militia compound almost. You're not gonna meet everyone you meet is involved in this life. You don't know regular people.
Yeah. And you probably as well very early on were forced to have a double life. I think people organized for you some kind of double life, because you still had an official identity and passport. So
You'd be also like forged stuff. You know what I mean? Like you probably never went to the doctors as a kid. Don't have like all those shots, all those records. You did deal with that part of your life. I don't know how they're doing it in Poland in the 1980s, if they were really keeping track.
Yeah, good question. Yeah, that's right. Cool. Okay, who's next?
I can go. thinking about it. So I was like, there is a hidden lineage linked to the tribe, but unknowingly to the character. So, like, her grandmother was part of it, and she didn't say anything to anyone, waiting for it to happen. But it late to happen. So it didn't happen like 12 or 13. Can it be like 15, 16, like late to happen? And like being with a little bit of underground music scenes and everything. Thinking of something happens, but they never knew exactly why. Then had like some nightmares, seeing a specific spot in a park or inside a cave or something like that. And after a concert, she decided to go there, and it happened there. Like she saw exactly what she saw in her dream, and the change happened there. Like the prophecies that I'm thinking, having nightmares and prophecies of stuff that happened in the future.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And maybe nights before, waking there and be like, and go again and again. And one night it happened, like the first change. And I think I will take it terrifying, like the character is going to be terrifying and shocked by what happened. And then having like that grandma as a mentor and introducing her to the tribe and help her understand what's happening.
So the grandma is a Garou.
Yes.
Yes. Let's go. So far, 3 very different ideas. Who's next? Who's next? Robert? You're the last one.
Yeah, I was thinking relatively simple, because with the help of the computer, I wrote up a little bit of a backstory. And so Lucas's father was arrested by the secret police for supposedly making anti-government propaganda. Whether that's true or not, we don't know. But one day, while trying to grab a loaf of bread or maybe a piece of fruit from a little stall, the owner shouts for the police, and the chase ensues, and is running as fast as he can. He needs to run faster. The cops are right there. They will take him and put him in the orphanage. He can't have that. And he didn't realize it, but he's suddenly a wolf, running much faster than his little 14-year-old legs would have been able to take.
I see that. Oh, it's going to be great to play this scene. I can't wait. Yes. On a plate. Nice. But then, Robert, what about that connection to Luna? What is that line there? What is it made of? Why would she make of you a Garou? What did the patron spirit of the bone knowers, Rat? Did Rat already intercede in your favor? Like maybe he paid a visit to Luna and said, "Hey, we need this pal. I want the bone knower to, or
maybe it's something about how resourceful he's able to be, but Luna wants him to use it for a path, not just for himself. So learning to be less selfish will be part of his growth.
Awesome.
Are we thinking of having our first changes separately and then being brought together, or having been gathered up like in seekers and then changing?
I know what you mean. I had the question myself. Possibly both. Maybe two of you know each other only, and maybe you're all in the same location when it happens. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're in separated spots. I don't know yet. I'm open to both. The question is, will that be? The question will be to find a way to make it groovy between scene cuts and stuff. You know, just if you guys are separated. The first sessions will possibly be a bit more segmented. You know, before the pack really shows. Antigone?
The same thing that pops in is we could listen to Coeding's character on the radio. You were saying you have a radio show, so we could know her from the radio. We don't know her personally, but we've heard of her.
Yeah, of course. I like this
That'd
idea.
be fun. Like we're all like, and who the heck are you? And then she talks, and we're like,
I know that voice from that underground radio.
You're this far right journalist. Nice. Okay, tribes. Look, tribes is it's a mixed bunch of like it can come from various. You know, first you're born. You're born. In some cases, like we have Michael's character. He was raised by werewolves and by silver fangs. So he was engineered to be a silver fang. It's definitely the tribe who came to him. They trapped him in this. He had no choice. Maybe in fact he's children of Gaia or whatnot, and maybe something else waits for him. Maybe he will part from these roots. But so the tribe can come to you, or like as the tribe men, the tribe Garou, or it's the spirit, the patron spirit of that tribe, said tribe, that comes to you because he needs someone like you. Or and you can have a connection with that spirit pre-change already. Like you can have connections with gift spirits that will later on teach you gifts. You can have those relationships already, like, you know, before you become Garou. Or basically, it's your philosophy of life as you were brought up. You brought yourself up in such a way that you see the world like that, and you want anarchy everywhere and animals ruling the streets, and so it's Gorgon, and so it's like maybe you learn of the landscape, the politics and stuff, and you make a conscious decision later on. So however that comes, who he's attracted to what tribe?
I definitely like that idea. Like, they say that you are what's happened to you, but you are also the choices you've made. And the people that help you have a lot of effect on who you become. Like we have to make sure we teach our children right and wrong and all that, because otherwise, because we have an effect on them. Children, especially if we're starting out as children, are impressionable and are influenced by who they meet, who they agree with, what they're drawn to in that age where they're still figuring out who they are. So yeah, I especially would love to start with maybe the Auspice, obviously, because he doesn't get to choose that. But then like be torn between, do I go and sort myself to Jessica's tribe, the Gorgon, or do I go and sort myself to Matt's tribe, the unicorn? Who do I agree with more? who's been less of a dick.
Yeah.
Which is mostly what it comes down to.
Mm-hmm. And meta, when you look at it in the meta way, I mean, like as a player, you'd be more into a certain tribe. Do you want to weave your way? Do you want us to weave your way through some? Because still we're looking at early campaign, yeah. It's not like you know what I mean?
Yeah, like having a direction in mind.
Yeah. What tribe would be your main, the most magnetic at this point?
I think Heartwarden.
Heartwarden.
For my character.
Protector.
But I feel like yeah.
Patrons.
Feel like there's another one that could work, but I can't recall what it is. It could be Children of Gaia, but that's more umbral travel. Hell, he could end up joining the Silver Fangs with the other two of you.
Let's have a full Silver Fang pack. I know we have a Bone Gnawer already.
Silver Fang and the token Bone Gnawer.
Yeah. Okay. But Robert, we know already.
Yeah, I was thinking, as typical for Lucas, he would be one of those that was not sought out or seen before the change. So probably Rat Totem would come to him as he's freaking out, going, "Why am I a dog? What's going on?" And kind of explain things, and he would have to find the society himself as opposed to them having been watching.
Nice. Yes. So Rat saved your ass as you made a big mess of yourself. Whatever happened during the first change, you were in distress, barely escaped the cops or whatnot, and Rat comes in, and then you are to look for your people.
Yeah.
And you have an invitation from Rat already. Mm-hmm. Anyone else? Michael? Antigone?
I was thinking, like I said, I loved in the Silver Fangs once I read about them, and now as I think the concept that is in my mind, it makes sense. I would really love for Falcon chose my character, saw the potential on the charismatic character, the artistic character, and that the ultimate goal is to show her that things are gonna get the end is coming and everything is gonna go shit. So through the spirit world, we can guide this person to guide the others. And I was thinking that she can struggle as well with the stereotypes inside and the skepticism inside the tribe as well. Like, okay, this kid that is doing radio and street art and stuff like that, she said that speaks with the spirits and wants to unite people and talk to other creatures. And who is she? Why? And struggle with it, with the skepticism as well.
Kind of see a ghost council there would fit. Children of Gaia. Definitely Children of Gaia. Black Fury too, huh? Kind of like if you're the inquisitive, troubled kind, looking for as much answer as you're looking for more knowledge and way to unite. Silent Striders as well, because they travel between tribes. So they could be like kind of like the, you know.
Yeah, but if you want to unite the werewolves, you need to have some credentials, let's say. So at least my character will have this advantage.
So
As I,
Silver Fang, yeah, you're more into Silver Fang, yeah.
yeah.
Okay.
I like philosophy.
Okay, that's two Silver Fangs and a TBD for Gab. Cool. Yeah, we lose here because we know that we don't need to answer all, to check all the boxes on the character sheet. And there are things like tribe gifts. Of course, you won't get a tribe gift before you're part of a tribe, yeah? And you'll be part of a tribe at session 1 pre. But actually, Michael's character will be already part of a tribe. It will come early for Robert. Antigone, you were under the supervision of your grandmother, so it will come fast. But Gabrielle, maybe you'll be waiting another session. There will be a segment on you late, joining a cause.
Mm-hmm.
So you don't need to know yet what is your third gift. Yeah. I wanted to talk a little bit about patron spirits, and already, like Robert mentioned, that rat showed up. Yeah, and saved this kid's ass. What's your connection to? What's your spiritual connection to that spirit? Even you, Gab, maybe do you think that you're being watched by a few spirits, few competing patron spirits, or you just know nobody?
Good question. Who has their eye on him?
Yeah. Patron spirits. Because that was pretty high on the results of the poll, yeah? Patron spirits, gift spirits, connection, shady deals. Because everything comes at a price. I do something for you, you do something for me. So you have Gorgon, Rat, Unicorn, North Wind, Horned Serpent, Spider, the Stag, the Griffin, Thunder, Owl, the Silver Fangs, Falcon. So we have already 2 Falconeers.
I think if there are spirits watching him and seeing what he values, if there were 3 or so that would reach out or vie for his servitude, would likely be Stag, Unicorn, or Gorgon.
Nice.
Stag because of the protectiveness, Unicorn because of that favor of insight and such, of finding things out, helping, and Gorgon on the darker side of things, maybe encouraging him to stop being a wuss and make a stand, fight for justice, not peace.
Yeah, stop to try prevent injustice, but just bring justice.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah, like how long can a Garou be a therapist figure before they go after these people that have caused such damage? I could see that being a darker path he could be pressured to go down.
Nice. It's important for me to hear those details because I can, like, you give me an idea to present you with some kind of triple path conflict where it's gonna be no choice is going to cut. It's always going to be a sort of compromise with pros and cons and things that as you said, yeah, how to deal with that darker side, maybe make a strength out of that fear, turn fear into strength.
Yeah, and actually be pressured to do something which you might not want to do, but that's the fun of it. The emotional turmoil and inner struggle. I definitely enjoy that story, that kind of story.
Cool. Stag, Unicorn, Silverfang, Falcon. Who's Falcon for your character, Michael?
Looking at how he's been raised, brought up into this role, to him, from his perspective at least, it might be a more like intimate relationship, I guess. Like a more to him, he feels like he knows Falcon. That Falcon's been involved with his life. He's seen like the rituals that Silverfang elders have been like performing. He might have like talked to Falcon because like one of the main like Silverfang gifts is like a silver compact, like invoking all like these old ancient deals that his ancestors have had with random spirits.
Michael, I was thinking Falcon could have been some kind of advisor or someone who introduced you to other spirits or someone who warned you of the temperament of such and such. So you have
like negotiated on his behalf for like the gifts that would come. Is beginning a gifts.
Yeah, you could even pick. No, I think that in the background you can put some dot in an ally, and if you put enough dots, you can have a pretty powerful ally. I think, but Falcon and like it would be like expensive. But if you put less point of ally into Falcon, you could still get some relative practical, mechanical, gamey help, playable help. Falcon, Gabriel.
I love allies.
Say again, Robert.
I love the allies background. I usually always find a way to work them into a character.
Yeah.
It's like for Lucas, he has allies at 2 dots, but with no reliability because he knows all the other street kids. And when they get together, they get up to no good. But it's not like that he knows their phone number.
It could also be a like mentor.
What is Falcon for your character, Antigone?
Normally it's gonna be everything, and thinking about it as the guide, but as I am thinking it with the little knowledge that I have, Garou in general. So if I'm saying something wrong, please be advise me. Otherwise, but I was thinking that what my character is gonna be for the Falcon, like a vessel, a voice, wants to pass through stuff to tell to the community, to everyone. So it's gonna be like it's gonna substitute everything in her life, and the connection is gonna grow and grow more and more. While she ages, gonna be what she fathers as a father, a mother, everything, like the alpha and the omega. Let's say that connection she's gonna value the most.
Nice.
And it's gonna be hard in the beginning to trust, but then the trust is gonna be to the death.
Cool. Okay. Could do for a nice scene during session 1. Yeah, some kind of interaction between you as a kid, not yet changed, and having a chat with Falcon. I don't know, with possibly, I don't know, some kind of mini, very, very tiny scope, mini adventure where you prove your worth to Falcon, or for Falcon gain your trust or whatnot. Yeah, could begin to imagine something around those lines. Michael, we've got this. Gabrielle, yeah, it's in this spot. Okay, cool. Touchstones. I'm skipping the whole attribute spread, skill spread, HP, willpower, advantages, flow, renown, gifts, and rights. We'll come back to that whichever way. But touchstones now. So people that human models and wolves models as well, that you need to see, that you need to keep safe, to keep sane. A connection that's your standard, your go-to to be yourself. Maybe they know your Garou, maybe they don't. They are as much a responsibility as they're an inspiration.
So I've got a few touchstones already written down. Carl is a fellow homeless kid. Lena is the teenage girl that sells flowers on the street corner. And Hans works at the butcher shop. And they show a little bit of kindness. You know, maybe Hans looks the other way when I grab a bit of bone or whatever. I don't think any of them would know that Lucas is a werewolf, but we can get into more detail about that later.
Around what age range are we aiming for starting with?
It could, I think your first change will happen somewhere around 1988, before the wall, before the fall of the wall of Berlin. So in 1988, your character should change for the first time, and then at this time he can be either 14 years old, let's say at the youngest. I don't really, if you want to play a 9 years old, but it comes with puberty.
Right.
Let's say 14 up to, I don't know, you can be a latecomer. Then you'd be a quick elder. Huh? Doesn't help very much with the arching of the whole thing if you're already an old number.
Right. I'll have to think on the whole character concept thing, because if it's like just 14-year-old, then it'd be more like a Boy Scouts or something, then
You can totally be 24, huh? When you change the first time. Have a profession, a family, kids, huh? Just saying.
that's true. Okay.
Just saying.
I'll write down that age range and do some thinking there. Because that'll determine what his touchstones are, how well put together he is, what kind of contacts or allies he might have, like a high
Yes.
schooler versus, a college student.
Yeah. You as well at this stage you can see those like a certain amount of that information you will have you can use to role play the beginning sessions, but a certain amount of that information is kind of our goal in co-editing the campaign.
Mhm.
So we will be playing a bit of a double role there. I don't want to. It's gonna be an art. It's gonna be an art to manage that, because I don't want to put you too out of yourself.
Mhm.
This has an effect of breaking the immersion, because we agreed that I'm going to pass the test and get this diploma. But so we're a bit edging with the limits of role playing, the difference between role playing and acting. Acting, you work on a script, you still have very much the pleasure to be someone else, but it's a bit kind of a different angle. But we're not. But very.
Yeah. This will be interesting. Sure.
Yeah. Michael, ideas for Touchstones yet?
Maybe like one human parent, whichever we could do for that to be mom or dad. We can decide that later, and maybe like one younger or older sibling that sort of was raised outside of this life, because we're kind of thinking like he's probably taken away and raised in sort of whatever Sept or Cairn is in the forest, whatever like communities in there. So he's like a sibling, a parent, like a separate family that's outside of all that. Sort of his two touchstones.
And your biological parents, they both are human, or one of them is Garou? Or
I would
no?
think like one's Garou or one's a Garou.
Okay. Cool. And what about the other one?
I think the one's human, one's Garou, and then I think like maybe the sibling is probably just full human.
Cool.
For now.
For now. He's still human. And would he know about you, or he was kept totally in the dark?
I think maybe the parent knows like something, because obviously some people took your kid away and your kid's like raised in the middle of like a military compound, like a militia compound. But I think the sibling would know like very little about the whole situation. I might just think they like their brother lives with like the divorced dad somewhere, and not know the full scope of it.
Okay. Gabriel, Gabriel. What is, we went through it. Antigone, but there's your grandmother.
Yeah, I was thinking it's gonna be my grandma, even though she can die. I mean, she will probably a lot for me. So better to have a second one, just in case.
Yeah, they come in too. Yeah.
So yes, I was thinking my older sister, that is a social worker, and she's also a lot like me, but more like the obedient, the good child, and everything. That we have a good relationship, and having to lie about. I think I'm gonna struggle having a dual life.
Yeah.
I don't know why my grandma kept that a secret. I'll think about it more, but yeah, I'm thinking that my character has to keep it a secret as well and maintain her human life and maintain having be a radio producer and had to do that.
Nice.
Why?
Yes. I imagine you changing in the middle of a show live.
No.
Oh, no. Howling style.
Get.
Uh,
Get.
that's why she's a radio producer. I can put a tape on.
That's it. Well, we're not finished. There was finishing touches. You know how you look. The detail, a bit more details about chocolate and ice cream, stuff like that. You know, little personal, little quirks. And I wanted to hear I wanted to ask you about what do you think Harano and Hauglosk are? Going a bit more in depth into that and to prepare this kind of like how do we approach this concept? And I wanted to ask as well about your goal in life. Bon, next session we have to do something else as well. Is to create a relationship map. Okay, but thank you all. Thank you, Michael. Thank you, Robert, Gab, Auntie.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Nice to meet you all.
Yeah, you too.
Have fun.
I'll see you guys next time.
Yeah. Good team.
Bye.
Bye, team.
Bye. Good night.
Good night.